Hey guys, Kevin with On Point Pro Styles in Gainesville, Georgia, back again. Another tutorial. We're going to install window film on a frameless door window. You might like these better than framed, you might not. Some are easier than others. This is a 2012 Chevy Camaro, so not going to be too difficult. I've already cleaned the windows. I had to remove the old tint before I retinted it. But I'm going to take you through the steps of cleaning it, getting it prepped up and ready. And then we'll install the film. I've already got the film ready to go. Check out our other video on how to do that. Let's get started. All right, so in this case, I was able to cover the door panel. Love when I can do that. Again, I've already cleaned the glass, but I'm gonna go through the steps, not really talk much about them. They've been covered in a couple other videos. But the basic thing is obviously check for grit on the glass, scrape it if you need to. I try not to use razor blades, so I'm not going to. Scrub it, clay bar it, squeegee it off. I like to squeegee twice, then do my final spray and install. So we've got the window ready. I'm gonna spray my solution on it, and then we're gonna peel the film. This is not a two-stage. I guess you could do a two-stage. I don't do that. I just full peel the film, spray my film, spray it well. Obviously don't flush anything or contaminants into the film. I'm gonna spare you me peeling the film and spraying it, but get it nice and wet because you want it to slide around a lot. So be sure to spray your solution. Your biggest trouble you're gonna have is the bottom seal. There's a pinch point back here on the back of the panel. And then your front seal, you've gotta get your film in, down into the seal and forward into the front seal, and then work it down along the seal to get it lined up with your top and back edge. So that's gonna be your biggest fight. It can sometimes fall right into place, and then other times it can be a real challenge. So biggest thing is get your solution down behind the bottom gasket. And another thing, my everyday solution in my keg tank is what I use that lets it slide a little bit and then it tacks up. This I want to slide a lot, so I actually have a bottle that I keep all the time that is super slippy, super. I use 2 ounces of Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo to a gallon of water. This is 32 ounces and I have an ounce of soap in this, so what, double the soap? But I want it to stay slippery in this case. In most cases, you want it to start to tack up fast. This one, not so much. So I use my slippery slip on the window. I'm gonna go get the film. Okay, so this is what I mean by full peel, no liner. So we're gonna concentrate, first and foremost, getting the film to the glass safely, contaminant free without dropping it. It's humid today, so this is gonna be still a little bit sticky. Bear with me as we get through this. This is real life situation here. This is a car that I'm actually doing for someone, so I have to produce good results, so you get to see this in real time. So I've got it slippery, I've got it tucked to the very front. I'm moving the film with my hand so it doesn't tack. That's another little pro tip, I guess. If you keep the film moving, the longer it sits in one place, the faster it tacks. The seals on these Camaros are really loose, so that's really a good thing. So I've got my the front's tucked in, and so is the bottom. So now I'm trying to work the film down into the bottom seal. Somebody actually told me about a cool tool I want to try. It might make this a little bit easier. Pinch point in the back, I'm actually putting a little pressure on the glass, forcing it backwards to open up a gap down here. cut micro edges on Frameless, so I take a little extra time to get that micro edge, as micro edged as I can. So we are in place, we're covered all the way across, front, back's right where it needs to be. Wasn't too bad. Now that we're at double check, so I'm gonna put my finger on the front to hold the film to keep it from sliding, and I'm just gonna easily kind of just start working the moisture out of the film. I'm not trying to put a heavy pressure on it yet. I just want to lock the film to the glass, keep it from moving. And notice I'm just squeegeeing from the front to the back. Yeah, you hear a lot to squeegee the same way that you shrunk. I did shrink the bottom of this to make a nice, clean, tight seal. So, but on these frameless windows, it's pretty successful to just squeegee everything off the back of the glass. Let you put a little extra pressure on it too. So we're tacked up, we're not moving. So now I'm gonna do my heavy squeegee. Put real good pressure on it, concentrate on these edges. These are frameless doors, so I add a little bit of heat to these when we're done and let them sit a little while before I untrick the doors. That's another thing we covered in the last video. The doors are tricked right now, so the windows, the car thinks the doors are closed, so the windows are all the way up. On these cars, you open the door, the window drops, you close the door, the window goes back up. So you obviously can't tint the doors with the doors dropped or the windows dropped in the drop position. You have to trick the car into thinking that the doors are closed. So I covered that in the last video. It's basically just tripping the door latch on these cars. So if you're unfamiliar with that, check out the last video, frameless door cutting. I'm gonna do one more hard squeegee for good measure. This film is amazing. This is Tint Depot's Superior Charcoal. Great film, it's my go-to. Been using it a while. Aggressive adhesive is another reason I keep such a slippery bottle, because this adhesive, it will tack up pretty quick, which is a good thing if you get your mix right. Everything's tacked in place. We've obviously got to do our edges. So I'm gonna use my hard card, my corner card. I'm gonna come down inside the front gasket all the way to the bottom, go right into the bottom gasket. These are really high, nice, big gaskets on this car, so really easy. Come across to the back, there's a pinch point here. So I just push forward a little bit on the glass and ride right past it. And I like to do that a couple times. So again, I'm gonna just push forward on the glass. I can easily get past that pinch point, all the way to the front and down. So in this case, obviously be careful. We're gonna add some heat to the tops and sides, a little bit to the bottom, so we can really seal this up before we untrick the doors. But this is done, this is installed, this is ready to go. Okay, so I've let this car sit now probably going on 30 minutes to just let the film sit on the glass and tack up. Last thing you wanna do is untrick the door. Window pops down and rolls up the bottom, or doesn't do that. You close the door, when it rolls up into the frame, it rolls the top of the tint down. Another reason you want to be really sure that you feel the edges of your film, make sure you have nothing overhanging. If you do, try to shave it off or file it off or redo the window. But anyways, I've already checked the outside. These done right with the right slip usually come out to be some of your cleanest jobs. Hard to find trash in them. Not always, it takes practice. Obviously, a lot has to do with your cleaning process, but once you get it down, because of the way the tint just goes right to the glass, obviously you gotta clean your top edges and back edges really well. But once the film gets to the glass, it pretty much stays on the glass and you just slide it into place, so there's no chance for contamination to get between the film and the glass. So anyways, I checked the outside. I don't want to seal it up if I find something wrong and have to redo it, but this one came out really nice. So I got my heat gun. In this case, I always run my heat gun on high, but in this case I run it on medium. It's about 500 plus degrees because I'm looking to just warm the tint up. I've got a hard card wrapped in a towel, so I'm going to warm the tint up. Not looking to get it too hot too fast to singe it or burn it. I'm just really warming it up because warm tint is going to cling to the glass faster. Come across the top. I'm applying pressure. The towel's keeping me from scratching the glass because it's a hard card. and then the towel will also capture any moisture that may happen to push out if it does. Same thing to the back edge. Just dry that up. And along the bottom, now remember, a harder hard card can scratch tint, so be cautious of this. But I take the corner of my hard card, and all I'm trying to do is I want to pull into the gasket, and I want to open up a gap so I can, from afar, blow air into it, warm air. It just helps seal up that bottom. Now back here we've got that pinch point, so I'm going to push forward on the glass. I'm going to open me up a small gap and blow some hot air into it. Careful of the panels, this is still 500 degrees. I'm just making sure I really got a nice seal on that bottom edge. I'm also going to check my front edge. Looking good. So now all we need to do is untrick the door. So I didn't show you how to trick it. I'll show you where to trick it, and then I'll show you how to untrick it so you can safely close the door. If you close it in this position, it's going to cost you big time. Okay, so as we did in our previous video, to trick the car to thinking the doors are closed, to have the window pop up, is we rolled our latch all the way forward. I did it by hand. You use a bone tool. Just roll it all the way forward. Make sure you click it all the way in, and you'll hear the window. So the opposite of that, how to untrick the door, is make sure the car's unlocked, and then you simply pull the outside handle and the window's gonna drop in. This is the moment of truth. You're either gonna have a good seal or you're not. Here we go. Success. So that's it. These windows are done. The results look amazing. Usually on Frameless, they are. Practice, practice, keep it up. Don't forget, check out our other videos. We've got the video of cutting these out. We've got the videos of framed windows, sun strip videos, back window shrinking. We appreciate your support. Tintting.com, this is their Superior Charcoal. Again, it's my go-to. Love that line. Ceramic Extreme is another good one, and their HP charcoals. 3 are probably my favorites, but all the tint and tools you'll need, Tintting.com. Catch us on the next one. Thanks.